In this class, we will do the question and answers of unit number 8, which is energy for grade 6. Number first question you have is that you need to make the table of a 4 column in which you will have the things with the chemical energy and things with the kinetic energy, things with the potential energy and things with the light energy. So you have 4 types of energy: chemical, kinetic, potential and heat and light energy. You need to fill in the table with as many examples of each as you can. So you see over here we have made 4 columns: chemical energy, kinetic energy, potential energy and heat and light energy. So we've tried to put in all the possible things that we can put in these desired columns. So just go through all of these and write it in the copy. Moving on to question number 2, which is, in machines, energy is often wasted because of friction. What forms does this wasted energy take? The energy wasted in a machine is because of the friction, and that is its form of heat. Number 3, what are disadvantages of fossil fuels is also a problem with the biomass is burnt as a fuel. So we need to tell the disadvantages of the fossil fuels. Biomass energy produces less carbon than the fossil fuel energy. Levels of the greenhouse gases methane. In the greenhouse we have the gases methane and carbon dioxide, and they could also reduced through the use of biomass energy sources, as these gases are produced by organic matter if left to decay without being used for a purpose such as this. Number 4 question we have, coal and oil are important energy sources. You need to describe how energy from sun became stored in the coal or the oil. So coal is the remain of dead plants, often like trees which died many millions of years ago. While they were alive, these plants used the sun's energy to produce their food. When they died, they fell to the ground in swampy places and they rotted. They were gradually covered by the mud. The weight on top gradually forced out the oxygen and hydrogen from the plant remains, leaving the carbon. So what they're saying over here, that coal is basically the remain of the dead plants, and dead plants we often refer them as trees which were died millions of years ago. So while they were alive means while the plants were alive, they use the sun energy to produce their food, because we know that plants produce their own food with the process known as photosynthesis. So when they died, they fell to the ground in swampy places and they rotted. They were gradually covered by the mud. Obviously when the leaf falls, they just so when the leaf rotted, they decompose and gradually they just covered with the mud. The weight on top gradually forced out the oxygen and hydrogen from the plant remained, leaving the carbon. So the pressure or the weight that we are putting on that mud, it forces the oxygen and the hydrogen which was present in the remaining of that plant to leave the carbon and to forced out the oxygen and the hydrogen. This changed the partly rotted plants first to peat and then to lignite and finally to coal. So basically this weight is basically who is forcing the oxygen and hydrogen from the plant's remain. They first rotted the plant. The rotted plant will first peat, then it lignite, and then finally it went to coal. Oil is the remain of tiny plants and animals called the plankton, which lived in the sea. While they were alive, the tiny plants used the sun energy to make their food by photosynthesis. Again, the same process, because plants make their own food through a process known as photosynthesis, in which they use the sunlight to prepare their food. The tiny animals fed on the tiny plants. When the plankton organisms died, and these plankton organisms, they are basically living in the sea. They sank to the bottom and they were covered by the layers of mud and sand. as there was no oxygen, because there was no oxygen at that time, they could not rot, and so their energy remained trapped inside them. As millions of years went by, the remains were buried deeper and deeper, and bacteria, heat, and pressure of water, mud, and sand above all, they slowly changed into the soil. Number fifth question is, why is it important to find new ways of generating the electricity? So why we always find ways so that we can generate electricity. At present, most of our electricity is produced by burning fossil fuels or using the nuclear fuels. All of these fuels are non-renewable. So obviously, if we cannot renewable that product, it will be a great hassle for us to kind of recover that with time. So you have a limited lifespan, and their extraction does great damage to the landscape. So their extraction will does great damage to the landscape. New ways of generating the electricity are necessary to make the existing supplies of fossil fuels and nuclear fuels last longer, and to replace them when they are eventually run out. In number 6 question, you have that you need to draw a diagram showing how the electrical energy can be changed into other forms of energy converters you might find in the home or workshop. You can do it at your home because it's very easy. Number 7 is list 6 ways to save the energy in the home. Some of the ways to save energy in the home includes the following: that you need to switch off the lights, fans, heaters, or any air conditioner units when no one is in the room. Switch off the television sets, radios, and computers when no one is watching them, listening to them, or using them. Do not leave these appliances on standby. Choose and buy electrical appliances which use less energy but do the same work as other less efficient ones. Like nowadays we use the ACs with the converters because they're going to use the less energy, but the performance remains the same. Whenever possible, use energy efficient light bulbs. We use the low voltage bulbs. Put on a jumper rather than turning up the heating in cold weather. Do not waste the water and take a shower rather than a bath. Write down as many energy changes as you can think of which take place at a fun fair. So the main energy changes at a fun fair are the conversion of electrical energy into light, sound, and kinetic energies. Number 9 question: heat is a form of energy. Which is the difference between heat and temperature? So heat is basically a form of energy. You need to tell the difference between heat and temperature. Heat is a form of energy. It is really the effect of the movement energy of the molecules. So if we heat a substance, we make its molecules move faster. When you boil the water, you make its molecules to move faster. Heat flows between things that have different temperatures. Obviously, heat is going to flow between those things that have the high temperatures. It flows from hotter things to cooler things. The hotter something is, the more energy it has. So it means if anything is hotter, it means it has more energy. The temperature is the measure of the average energy of a molecule, or in simple terms, it is the measure of how hot or cold an object or material is. So the answer is really simple. Number 10th question, we have what energy changes are taking place when. So they have given you 4 options. You talk on the telephone, use a solar powered calculator, a wind turbine spins and produces electricity, and a skydiver jumps out of a plane. So you have 4 things here. You need to tell how the energy changes taking place in these 4 things. Number 1, we have you talk on the telephone. So the answer is, when you talk on the telephone, you are changing the sound energy into the electrical energy. The receiving telephone changes electrical energy back to the sound energy. Number 2, you have used a solar powered calculator. A solar powered calculator converts the light energy from the sun into the electrical energy. That is why we use solar powered, right? When you press the keys of the calculator, you are changing the chemical energy in your food into the movement of, or the kinetic energy. Number 3, we have a wind turbine spins and produce the electricity. So you will write in the answer, A wind turbine is turned by the kinetic energy of the wind and so produces the electrical energy. Number 4, you have a skydiver jumps out of a plane. So as the skydiver prepares to jump from the aircraft, he has a lot of gravitational potential energy because of the height of or the altitude of that aircraft above the ground. So because it is above the ground, so it has a lot of gravitational potential energy. As the skydiver falls, the gravitational potential energy is changed to the kinetic energy. Number 11 question, again you have what kind of energy do the following have. So you again have the options and you need to tell what energies do all these carry. An aircraft in the flight, a slice of a bread, a bungee jumper about to jump off a bridge, and a car at the top of a roller coaster. So in the number 1 answer of the aircraft you will write an aircraft in flight has kinetic energy and gravitational potential energy. Its unusual fuel is also a store of chemical energy. Chemical energy is something that we're going to store it. So obviously the petrol is stored form in the plane, so that is why we're saying that it has store of chemical energy. A slice of bread has chemical energy because we are storing the ingredients and everything in that. A bungee jumper about to jump off a bridge has gravitational potential energy because he's going to jump off to the ground. So whenever you're going to put or drop anything to the ground, it has the gravitational potential energy. And in number 4, you have a car at the top of a roller coaster also has a gravitational potential energy. Number 12, if you drop a plate on the floor, what energy changes takes place? So if you drop a plate on the floor, gravitational potential energy changes to the kinetic energy. Number 13 question you have is water at the top of a hill has potential energy. Where and how does the water gets its potential energy from? Water at the top of a hill has gravitational potential energy. It has gained this energy either by being jumped up to the top of the hills or more likely because the fall of rain from the clouds above, which had gravitational potential energy, was interrupted by the presence of the hill. So obviously because the water is on the top of the hill, so it means it has the gravitational potential energy because it was on the top. So it has gained this energy either by being jumped up to the top of the hill or more likely because of the fall of the rain from the cloud. So it's very simple. Moving on to question number 14, which is what are the advantages and disadvantages of a building wind farm on the land and off the shore? Wind farms built on land are relatively less expensive to construct, although some people think they are an eyesore. They can also be noisy, affect the television reception, and kill birds in flight. However, it is relatively inexpensive to move the electricity that has been generated to where it is needed. Wind farms built offshore are more expensive to construct, and it is more expensive to move the electricity to the land where it is needed. Migrating the birds can also be killed by the wind turbine, and they can be a hazard to shipping. However, wind usually blows more often and more strongly offshore than on land, and so more electricity can be generated. Now we will move on to the question number 15. Make a list of as many ways you can think of in which energy is used in large office blocks. The main uses of energy in a large office block would be in the heating or air conditioning of the building, the use of electricity to work the computers, telephones, fax machines, photocopiers and other devices, and the use of electricity to clean the buildings. Very simple. Number 16 question is, it is often said that the biomass is a renewable fuel but not a clean one. So biomass is a renewable fuel but not a clean fuel. Why? Because when it is burnt, biomass produces carbon dioxide, a greenhouse gas, as well as smoke and soot particulates. Number 17 question. What renewable resources of energy would be more suitable for your school? The renewable energy sources that would be suitable for schools are most likely to be solar power and wind power. Now you have number 18th question, that the sun is the main source of energy. Can you name 3 sources of energy which do not come directly or indirectly from the sun? 3 sources of energy which do not come directly or indirectly from the sun are the nuclear energy, geothermal energy, and the energy from the tides. 19, and the last question is that apart from causing the congestion, what other problems do cause, particularly in cities? Apart from causing congestion and road accidents, cars that are fueled by petrol or oil are major pollutants of the air. That's it, students, for today's question and answers of unit number 8, energy.